Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mahir Ahuja. I'm from Delhi. I won't share any negotiation with my parents because there are many. So I've selected one. During my college, when my college started, after 1 year was completed, when I came to second year, I joined my brother with his business. He was into property broker. So I joined. I tried to help him because I wanted pocket money to myself also. So after the college hours were over, so I used to go there, and he used to operate on himself. So what I decided to do, I said him that we should give our advertisement in Just Dial. So for that we called Just Dial and we asked them what is the procedure to give the advertisement over there, and they told us about different packages and all that. So we asked that you should send one of their executives to our place, our office, and then we'll negotiate for the prices. And we wanted to opt for the cheapest package because we were beginning. So we wanted to have a very cheap package in starting. So one of their executives came to our office, and then we sat down. And in the starting I was really quiet. And my dad was there and my brother was there. He's the little brother. And they started the conversation. And then my father in the middle, he went down, and I and my brother was there. And so the negotiation was started. He offered us one or two packages. Those were really costly. So we were asking for little low prices. Then I convinced him to get a price around 2,500 per month. And he was giving us 3,500 per month. Then somehow my brother also forced a little. Then he came to 2,500 package, but he was offering us a 5 kilometer of range, which was the radius of providing the service to us. Then my father, till that time, he came up again. And when he heard the complete offer he was providing us, then he told that 5 kilometers is very less. You should provide us 10 kilometers in 2,500 rupees. So this negotiation again continued for another half an hour or 1 hour. Then we finally settled on this complete thing that in 2,500 he will provide us the 10 kilometer radius. And so from this incident I learned that the price is not the only thing that we have to be considered about in a negotiation. There are many other aspects of the negotiation we have to look into, and we have to have the complete knowledge before going for a negotiation that these things are also there in this product. So this is what I got from this negotiation. And the second thing I would like to share is it happened recently when we all went to Lonavala. So we had hired a Tata Winger. It was a bus, a small car type thing, and we had ordered for a 13-seater Tata Winger. And when we went over there in the morning, it was an 8-seater Tata Winger. So we were 9 luckily, so we had to adjust and we went there and we came back. So while going, the prices were fixed for 13-seater. When he sent this 8-seater, I called him on the way, and I told him that we have got this car, so what to do now? He said, okay, I'll tell you, you just go and have fun, you enjoy, and then when you come back, then we'll discuss. So I thought it's fine when he's agreed on amount, and when we'll come back, so for 8-seater it would be definitely less. So when we came back, I called him again when we were here in the night, and I said, okay, we are back, so how much to pay? Then he told me that you have to pay the same amount. And I was very shocked. For the 13-seater car also we are paying the same amount, and for 8-seater also we are paying the same amount. Then, so what I did was I again called him. I said, no, this won't work. And what he had done is the agent booked it from some other agent. So there were 2 agents involved in it. Then he said that, okay, you have to contact the driver also. Driver and the guy who has sent the car. So many people were calling me again and again. 2 or 3 people were there who were calling me. And to all the 3 people I had to negotiate differently. So finally I negotiated for around 40 to 45 minutes on phone. Then I convinced him to give me a lower price. I was saying I'll pay this much only. If you don't want it, then I'll leave it. Then he was like, you have to pay. Once you pay a certain amount, then everything is gone. No one is there to ask. So we have to also provide you service. I said that I live in Delhi. I'm not in Mumbai. This was just first time I ordered something from you. Then somehow I convinced him. And the learning which I got from this negotiation was that we should not leave anything for future. If there is any clause in the deal, then it should be cleared prior to the deal. So this was it.
Good.
Thank you.
Can we play?
My name is Shagun Singh, and I'm going to talk about those 2 instances when I negotiated, and both of them are with my mother. The first thing which happened was after my 10th standard board exams, we had a 4-month break. So my daily routine for the entire 4 months was to wake up in the morning. I'm very fond started watching movies, watch some movies, eat lunch, go to sleep, wake up, go out with friends, come back, have dinner, go to sleep again, or watch some other movies. So mom was really disturbed, and my mom is a yoga therapist, so she wanted me to be very physically active and remain fit. I was always on the slimmer side, but she wanted me to be very active. So she bribed me. So she told me that I wanted to join spa, yoga, and aerobics classes, and I had to do that for 2 years, 2 hours every day. So I asked her what would I get in return. So she told me room renovated, and I live in Juhu, so it's pretty close to the beach. Because of the intensity of the rain, the ceiling and the walls tend to get damaged. So she had to get that renovated any which ways. She had to get it lined with bricks. She told me I'll get it renovated. And my room, it's like a very old property, so it's very dull, and I wanted a nice pink princess-based room. So I told her, yeah, fine, I'll do. And then once I started going for the classes, then she told me like, this is what you do. We'll just get the bricks done, and that's it. So then I started negotiating with her. Mama, that's not it. I want a princess bed. I want pink curtains. I want you to paint it a nice funky color. Because I wanted it to be nice and attractive. When my friends came over for sleepovers, I wanted it to be as good as their houses. And she didn't want to invest much in it because it's an old building. It might go into redevelopment any moment. So she did that, and then she started negotiating. She's like, no, I won't give you a princess bed. I'll give you dust ruffles. I'll change the curtains. Let's not change the color of the room. I told her, no, I want this. And she got it done. I usually do get whatever I want. So I convinced her. I started crying. I used to tell her I won't eat food, I won't do this. So she used to get it done. Then I got the bathroom also renovated. I got it turned into pink. And then one thing which I did was, I've seen it in one of the movies, the ceiling also had tiles. So the entire balcony, I wanted the ceiling and the walls to have tiles. And she told me it's really risky and don't get it done. But then again, I was very adamant and I told her, no, I want this. So she got it done. Then what happened one day was, after a year, so in spite of having my own room now, I sleep with my sister in the same room. So what happened, my sister wasn't well that day, so my mom switched places with me. So where I usually sleep with my sister on the top, there were tiles on the ceiling. So what happened on that day was it was raining very heavily, and because the water had clogged up upstairs on the terrace, the brick fell down and it fell on my mom's face. But what happened, luckily at that time, that it hit the fan and then it hit her. So the intensity was very low and she had a hand over here. So it didn't hit her face directly, it hit her hand. And that's when I realized, nobody said anything to me, but I felt really sad. In spite of winning the negotiation, the actual impact what happened a year later was really bad. And that made me realize that when you get everything in life, you just not go on asking for even something which is very practical and just not possible. It's like defying gravity. So that's what I realized, like, even when I negotiate and ask for something, it should be reasonable. I shouldn't just go asking for something which is not even practical. So in spite of winning the negotiation and getting whatever I wanted, the end result wasn't good. Then the other incident was when I was much younger. I was in the 3rd or the 4th standard. And again, I love to watch movies, so that's what I did all day. And my father was related to the film industry. So what I used to think when I was younger was, this is what I want to do in life. I'm either going to become a film director, I'm going to be an actress. So I don't need to study, I don't need to do this. All I need to do is watch movies and go on the sets and sit over there. And my mom was really against that. And in my family, everyone, my dad, even as soon as he completed his graduation, he joined film industry. And some of my uncles have just done their 12th exam and then they weren't really interested in studies. So they dropped their education and they started as assistant directors. So that's what I thought I wanted to do in life, and I thought I don't need to get good marks in 10th and 12th and root for a good college. So that really disturbed my mom. This was my mentality since I was a child, since I was in 3rd or 4th standard. So what she used to do, she was a working woman since day one. So she used to really sit down with me and really make me study. And I used to try to reason with her. Like, no, I want to do this, I want to watch. But she was really adamant. This is one thing she didn't allow me to do. And again, I used to study well, but I used to make mistakes. Like, I used to write 4S7. So it was diagnosed as an early stage of dyslexia. So then again, she had to pay really, very stern attention on me and make sure that I write and study. And I was also very naughty. When they used to pin all those reports, like tomorrow is an exam, I used to tear it and throw it away and not tell my mom because probably some awards are coming on the television and I wanted to watch that. So now when I look back and realize I always lost out on the negotiation, I always lost. And she's the one who always won and ended up studying and writing and doing whatever she wanted me to do. But then in the end, I'm the one who gained out of it. And I'm doing pretty well now. I got admission in one of the best catering colleges in the country and I've done pretty well for myself and secured a good job. And if I look back now, at the moment if somebody would ask me, I would not want to join the film industry, not at any cost. So I'm glad that my mom didn't listen to me at that time and convinced me into doing which was right. It's helped me now. Thank you.
Good.
Good afternoon, everyone. I was not a very bright student in my childhood days, so this incident happened in 6th standard when I got very less marks in maths test. There used to be regular weekly evaluation, so there was this maths test in which I got There was this maths test in which I got very low marks. Say, from out of 40, I scored around 10 or 12, and I knew that when I'll reach home, there will be a scolding session ready for me. And so what me and my friend decided, let's not go out. I used to say, this happened twice or thrice, and this was happening for the 4th or 5th time. So whenever my mom and dad used to scold me, I used to say, once I leave this house and go, and then you'll understand, then you'll realize my importance and this, that, all that. So my mother used to say, beta, go leave, and then you'll realize this importance of the house. And just tell me one day before leaving, I'll pack your lunch and dinner for the next day also, so that you are not hungry, and they'll give me money also. Sorry. I thought I said you think I'm joking. So she said no, just go. So this when I got my marks, luckily my dad was not in town, and my mother used to come late and I used to come early from school. So me and my friend decided, see, today we have got our maths marks and none of us have scored well. So let's spend the evening at the nearest video game parlor, and let's write a letter to the parents that I'm also fed up with my parents and you are also fed up with your parents. Let's write a letter to the parents that since you were scolded us very much and you scold us very much, and sometimes you argue with us and not fulfill our demands, so we are leaving. I'm leaving the house, and don't try to find me and all that. So and we took off some money also, and we planned it in such a way that both of our my father was not there, so we came to my house, and we changed, we got into a casual wear and aram se apna we went to the video game parlor, and from 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon till 8-9 o'clock in the afternoon, and by the time we reached back around 10-11 o'clock, and what we saw was, okay, there was a police there was police at home, and they were searching for us, and the local FIR had been done, and things were very terrible, and we got a scolding. What my learning from this was that you should not do any such thing, and you should always know about the consequences of doing such things. That's it. I mean, it was a very interesting incident. Now I remember, but at that point of time I got very scolded, and especially when dad came, so I got a lot of beating from him also, and many restrictions were imposed on me. Everywhere I used to go, someone used to accompany me. Someone used to accompany me, and not even they used to. I was like a prisoner. I was there for 1 year. I was kept like a prisoner, not sent anywhere, not even going down to play with my friends and all. They used to come home to play with me. So, thank you for that.
This was good.